Okay, so I did support reviewing this, but generally I don't support changing our bylaw. For one thing, I don't think it's been an ill that we really have to cure. And you know, I'll just say I don't actually have a lot of sympathy for people that say, oh, it's noise pollution or visual pollution for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. This is a fundamental responsibility of citizenship. We already have very low turnouts at every level of government. And my attitude is it's a very short time and we already have low turnouts. So, you know, we just have to suffer through it. I think the sign bylaw has worked pretty well. There hasn't been huge abuses. If you look at the numbers, you know, 50 to 350 signs. It's not like we're talking thousands or even over 500. I do think, as has been mentioned, managing, if you start limiting locations and number of signs on the locations, I think you are creating winners and losers. I don't think that's fair. And, you know, as far as staff going out and counting signs for 25 candidates, whether it's 10 or 20, I mean, now that sounds like not a good use of our resources at all. It's hard enough to make sure that people aren't encroaching on the Elections BC rules around 100 meters from an election location. That's hard enough where they're putting bags up. So what are staff going to be going and picking up signs and counting, and people move their signs around? And no. So I don't think there's anything wrong with I hear what Councillor Gambioli says about the waste. Fair enough. I think most of us have, when we could, reused our signs over and over. And it's a small price to pay for one of the most important things that we do as citizens, voting. If this was some irrelevant, innocuous, unimportant thing, I would say, yeah, okay, well, let's limit it. But we have a lot of bigger fish to fry around reusing plastics than starting with democracy. So I wouldn't say this is a waste of time. I think we've put our minds to it. I agree with Councillor Cameron that we have 7 different perspectives, and I just don't want to be doing this by committee. And I think we're just going to have a real tough time coming up with some agreements. So